Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்தபடியாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்தபடியாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் இருந்தபடியாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students, take your social science book. Take page number 148. Today we will discuss about the volcanoes. So just to recall what we have discussed in our previous class. In our previous class we discussed about earthquake. So what is meant by earthquake? So it is nothing but the sudden vibration or the movement of earth crust or the surface of the earth is called as earthquake. So if there is any vibration so that we feel in the surface of the earth means that is earthquake. So earthquake is measured by an instrument called as seismograph. Okay, so earthquake is measured by an instrument called as seismograph. Then the causes of earthquake. So we know the cause of earthquake is the movement of plate. Okay, that is the earth crust, that is the lithosphere of the earth is divided into, broken into many plates, and these plates float over the magma. Okay, so these plates floats over the surface of the earth. Okay, so these plates floats over the surface of the earth, and their movement only causes vibration which we feel as earthquake. Then the effects of earthquake. So earthquake, the main effect is it result in the change in the surface of the earth. That is, it causes change in the surface of the earth. Then another important fact is it causes landslide. Then it causes collapse of buildings, and also it causes tsunami. Okay, so it causes tsunami. Then distribution of earthquake we saw. So where earthquake is frequently seen means wherever the plate meets. So the places where the plate meets, there the chance of earthquake is more. Okay, especially in the Pacific Ring of Fire, there is more earthquake. Okay, so the more earthquake prone zone is seen in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, so we discussed this earthquake in our previous class in detail. Now we will see about the volcanoes. Volcanoes. What is a volcano? Volcano is a vent or an opening in the earth crust through which hot magma erupts from deep below the surface. Where is magma found? In the upper layer of the mantle. So magma is nothing but the hot molten rock. So rock is in the form of molten state. So because of the high pressure and temperature, the rock is in molten form in the mantle region. Okay, so earth is divided into three layers: crust, mantle, core. In the mantle region, so the rock is in the form of molten state due to high temperature and pressure. Okay, so this magma comes out through an opening that is called as volcano. Okay, so this magma comes out, that is reaches the surface of the earth through an opening, and that opening is called as volcano. So this opening is usually in circular form. So the opening is in circular form. Then the volcanic eruption take place through a long crack or fissure through which steam and other materials flow out. So sometimes volcanoes comes out through a long crack or fissure. So fissure means split or crack to form a long narrow thing. Okay, so narrow open. So split or crack to form a long narrow open. So sometimes volcano comes out through a circular opening, or sometimes volcano eruption takes place through a long crack. Okay, so volcano eruption sometimes comes out through a circular form of opening. Okay, but sometimes volcanoes comes out through a long crack. Okay, so volcano is nothing but a vent or opening in earth crust through which the hot magma comes out. So through which the hot magma comes out. Yeah, so the opening mostly may be in circular form, or sometimes the volcanoes may comes out through the opening which is long and narrow. The molten rock material within the earth along with the gases is called as magma. So the molten rock material along with the gases is called as magma, but when it reaches the surface it is called as lava. So the molten rock material inside the earth is called as magma. Then when magma reaches the surface of the earth, then it is called as lava. See, in course of time, so that is if the lava comes out at regular interval of time means along with other materials, the volcano accumulate around the opening and form a conical hill. Okay, so when the volcanic eruption, that is when the magma comes out as lava at a regular interval of time means it accumulate, that is it deposits around the opening and form a conical hill or a mountain vent. Okay, so if volcano eruption took place at regular interval of time means the lava that accumulate around the opening and form a conical shaped hill. Okay, so the top of the cone is usually marked by a funnel shaped depression which is called crater. So if you see the top of this conical hill, it look like a funnel shape. Okay, so you know funnel, yeah, so it look like a funnel shaped depression which is called as crater. Then if the crater of the volcano is of great size and is shaped like a basin, so if the crater of the volcano is great in size, so that is large in size and is shaped like a basin, so you know basin, yeah, it's like a wash basin, yeah, so it is called as caldera. Yeah. So how caldera was formed means, so by the violent explosion which blow away the entire top of great cones. Sometimes the volcanic eruption is violent, so that is it is if it is very huge, so explosion means then it blow away, that is to break away the top of the entire cone and thus forming the caldera. Yes, and thus forming the caldera. Then causes of volcanic activity. So the temperature increases at the depth increases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters. That is, if you go deep 32 meter means the temperature increases by 1 degree Celsius. That is, if you go deep into the earth's surface means the temperature increases 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters. And there is also great pressure. So interior of the earth there is great pressure. So how much amount of pressure? So at a depth of about 15 kilometer, so if you go down 15 kilometer down to the earth means the pressure is about 5 tons per square centimeter of the rock. So that is per square centimeter of rock you feel 5 tons of pressure. So when compared to the surface of the earth, if you go 15 kilometer depth, then the pressure in that region, so the pressure of the rock in that region is 5 tons per square centimeter. Under these circumstances, that is under this situation, the interior of the earth is in a semi-molten state called magma. So under this situation, the interior of the earth is in a semi-molten state called as magma. So the magma under great pressure has the capacity to dissolve great volume of gases. Okay, so magma, so now under great pressure, okay, so magma is under great pressure, it has the capacity to dissolve the great volume of gases which are combustible. So some of the gases are combustible, that means they can easily get fire. So this makes volcanic material burst forth through the weak spots in the earth crust. So due to high pressure, so this magma so tries to come out whenever there is a weak spot. Okay, so when there is a weak spot in the earth surface means, so this magma tries to comes out. So because it was in high pressure state, yeah, so it was in high pressure state. So imagine, so in your home while your mom is cooking food, so she is using pressure cooker. So when the food, so when the rice gets boiling means what it happens, so at a particular time the pressure inside the cooker so tries to come out, so through that vessel, no, how it happens, so because of the high pressure, so it comes out, so like that only. Okay, so it is in the magma is in high pressure state, it tries to come out to the surface of the earth wherever there is a opening. Okay, so that opening is called as volcano. Yes, this is the cause for volcanic activity. Okay, so nature of volcanic eruption. So sometimes the magma rises slowly to the surface and spread over a vast area. So sometimes the magma rises slowly to the surface and spreads over a vast area. You know, so the magma so comes out to the surface of the earth wherever there is a weak spot. Okay, so sometimes this magma rises slow to the surface and spreads over a vast area. and this is known as fissure eruption. So some plateaus and plains have been formed in this way. So in this type, so by this way, that is by fissure eruption method. So some plateaus and plains have been formed. So for example, Deccan Plateau in India, the Columbian Plateau in North America was formed in such a way. So if the magma rises quickly to the surface and the lava is thrown high into the atmosphere. So in another method is the magma rises quickly to the surface and the lava is thrown high into the atmosphere. So besides lava, ash, steam, gases and pieces of rocks are also thrown out. So this type of eruption is known as explosive eruption. So volcanic eruption is divided into two. One is fissure eruption and another one is explosive eruption. So fissure eruption, so the magma spread so slowly. It won't burst, so it moves, it comes to the surface slowly and spread over a vast area. And if the magma comes out through a burst, so it comes out through a burst and it throw high into the atmosphere, means then it is called as explosive eruption. So a terrible explosion took place in island of Krakatoa, which is in Indonesia. So on 27th August 1883 in the island of Krakatoa, terrible explosion took place. So volcanic eruption is divided into two: fissure eruption and explosive eruption. So this picture shows the two way of volcanic eruption. So the nature of volcanic eruption. So the first picture shows the fissure eruption, in which the magma so spread over a vast area in a slow manner. In the second eruption, it is like an explosion. So suddenly it throw the lava high into the atmosphere. See, the sand explosion causes a lot of damage to the atmosphere and also to the surrounding. Then the viscosity. So viscosity means state of being thick or sticky or semi-fluid in nature. So viscosity means so the state of being thick or sticky or it is semi-fluid in nature. So the viscosity of lava is determined by the amount of silica and water in magma. So the viscosity of the lava is determined by the amount of silica and water in magma. So if it is high viscosity in nature, means the lava is rich in silica and has little water. So the lava have high viscosity, means it is rich in silica and has little water. If it is low viscosity, means it has little silica but a lot of water. So the viscosity of lava is determined by the amount of silica and water. If it has more silica and less water, means it has high viscosity. At the same time, if it has more water than less silica, means then it have low viscosity. So we discussed about a volcano. So that is what is meant by volcano. Then the causes of volcanic activity, then nature of volcanic eruption. So what is a volcano? A vent or an opening in the earth crust through which hot magma comes out. So magma, when it reaches the surface of the earth, it is called as lava. Very good. Then how much amount of temperature? So how much what was the rate of temperature when you go deep to the surface of the earth? So what was the rate of temperature when you go deep of the earth? It increases by 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters. So very good. So what are the two way of volcanic eruption? Fissure eruption and explosive eruption. Very good. Now we will see about the types of volcanoes. So there are three types of volcanoes. So based on their periodicity of eruption and the state of activity. So based on their eruption period, based on their periodicity of eruption, volcano was divided into three types. So one is active volcano, then another one is dormant volcano, then extinct volcano. First, active volcano. So the volcanoes that erupt frequently are called as volcanoes. So the volcanoes that erupt frequently are called as active volcanoes. So these are the volcanoes which erupt, so which releases magma as lava frequently. So most of the active volcanoes lie in the Pacific Ring of Fire belt, which lies along the Pacific coast. So you know the Pacific Ocean. So along the Pacific Ocean, it was called as Pacific Ring of Fire. So because There are lot of active volcanoes in this region. There are about 600 active volcanoes in the world, such as Mount Stromboli in Mediterranean Sea, St. Helen in USA, Pinatubo in Philippines. Okay, wow. So among these various volcanoes, Mauna Lava in Hawaii is the world biggest active volcano. So Mauna Lava in Hawaii is the world biggest active volcano. So active volcano is nothing but which frequently erupt the volcanoes, which frequently erupt the magma, were called as active volcano. So the world biggest active volcano is Mauna Lava in Hawaii. Dormant volcano. So these volcanoes have shown no sign of activity for many years. So dormant volcano means they won't show no sign of activity for many years, but they may become active at any time. Yeah, so dormant volcano is danger one because they show no sign of activity for many years, but they may become active at any time. But if you see the active volcano, they are frequently erupting, they are frequently releasing the magma at regular interval of time. But dormant volcano, they show no sign, but they may become active at any time. So these are called as sleeping volcanoes. That means they wake up but from their sleep at any time. So example for dormant type of volcano was Vesuvius mountain in Italy, Mount Fujiama in Japan, Mount Krakatoa in Indonesia. Okay, so Krakatoa, can you remember? Yeah, that explosive type of eruption. Okay, so dormant volcano show no sign of activity for many years, but may become active at any time. Then third one, extinct volcano. So if the volcano has not erupted in past 1000 years means it is listed as extinct volcano. It is also called as dead volcano. If the volcano not erupted in past 1000 years means then it is called as extinct volcano. So the top of the extinct volcano have been eroded. So the volcano top was eroded. So example for extinct volcano was Mount Popa of Myanmar, so shown in this picture. Then Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, then Mount Kenya, so which is in Africa, they are example for extinct volcano. So these are called as dead volcano. That means they didn't erupt, they has not erupted in past 1000 years. Okay, so what are the three types of volcano? Yeah, active volcano, dormant volcano, then extinct volcano. Active volcano means so they are erupting, so they erupt frequently at regular interval of times, they are called as active volcano. Dormant volcano means they are sleeping, that is they are showing no sign but may burst at any time, that is they may become active at any time. Extinct volcano means they has not erupted in past 1000 years. So these are the types of volcano based on their periodicity of eruption. Distribution of volcanoes. So where you can find volcanoes? So you can find volcanoes wherever the plate meets. So simply says wherever the plate meets, there is the chance for volcano formation. And also wherever there is a weak spot in the earth surface, so there you can find volcanoes. Yeah, so volcanoes are located in clearly defined pattern around the world. So volcanoes are located in a clearly defined pattern around the world. So clearly defined areas. Okay, so they are closely related to regions that have been intensely folded or faulted. So they are closely related to regions that have been intensely folded or faulted. That means when the plate move away, so when two plates move away means the pressure from the interior of the earth, so that is the magma from the interior of the earth comes out because of the high pressure, that is volcano, so that is whenever the plate move apart means, so there is a chance of volcano formation. When two plates collide with each other means, especially when one plate is denser and another plate is less dense means, so the less dense plate moves down, the high dense plate moves up. Okay, so that the less dense plate which pushes down, which was pulled down, pushes the volcanoes, pushes the magma in the denser plate, so that magma comes out of the denser plate as volcano. So sometimes this is called as convergent boundary. Okay, so whenever two plates collide with each other means one plate moves down and another plate moves up. So the plate which moves down pushes the magma in the interior of the earth that lies below the denser medium plate. So denser medium plate. So that magma comes out of the earth as called as volcano. Yeah. So there are about 600 active volcanoes and thousands of dormant and extinct volcanoes in the world. So they occur along the coastal mountain ranges as offshore island and in the midst of ocean. But there are few in the interior of the continent. So most of the volcanoes are located in the coastal mountain range and also in the offshore island, or else offshore island and in the midst of ocean. But only few in the interior of the continent. So the volcanic belts are also the principal earthquake belts of the world. So wherever the volcanic belt are seen, so it is the zone of earthquake also. So there is a zone of earthquake. So both volcanoes and earthquake zones are lie in the same region almost. Okay. So there are three major zones of volcanic activities in the world. So what are they? So the circum-Pacific belt, the mid-continental belt, the mid-Atlantic belt. So you can see in this map. So first the circum-Pacific belt, then the mid-continental belt, then the Atlantic belt. Okay, let me see one by one. So first the circum-Pacific belt. So this is the volcanic zone of the convergent oceanic plate boundary. So convergent oceanic plate boundary, that is one plate pushes down another plate. So one plate pushes down the other plate. So that is called as convergent oceanic plate boundary. So it includes the volcanoes of the eastern and western coastal areas of Pacific Ocean. So it includes the volcanoes of the east and west coast Pacific Ocean. So this zone is popularly termed as the Pacific Ring of Fire. So this zone is popularly known as Pacific Ring of Fire, which has been estimated to include 2/3 of the world volcano. That is, the 2/3 of world volcano was seen in this Pacific belt. So that's why it was called as Pacific Ring of Fire. So you can see in this map. So the Pacific Ring of Fire. So almost it is circular. So ring in shape. So that is, it covers the entire coastal region of Pacific Ocean. So that's why it is called as Pacific Ring of Fire. Then mid-continental belt. So this is the volcanic zone of convergent continental plate boundaries. Okay, so already we saw convergent continental plate boundary. Convergent means when two plates collide with each other, one plate pushes down and another plate moves up. Okay, so this is convergent. So that is both the circum-Pacific belt and mid-continental belt is the volcanic zone of convergent continental plate boundaries. So the mid-continental belt includes the volcanoes of Alpine mountain chains, the Mediterranean Sea and the fault zone of East Africa. Okay, that is, the mid-continental belt is seen in the continental region. Okay, so the circum-Pacific belt, then mid-Atlantic belt is seen in the coastal region, means then the mid-continental belt seen in the continental region. Yeah, so it runs from Europe, then it includes Africa and also it runs through Asia. Okay, that is, it starts between Africa and Europe continent and it passes through Central Asia and it includes the Himalayan region. Okay, so this is the volcanic zone of convergent continental belt that includes the volcanoes of Alpine mountain chains, which is seen in Africa. Then Mediterranean Sea, so that lies between Africa and Europe, and the fault zone of East Africa. Okay, so the most important volcanoes of mid-continental belt are Vesuvius, Stromboli, Etna, Kilimanjaro and Kenya. Yeah, so since Himalayas are located in the mid-continental belt, so surprisingly the Himalayas have no volcanoes at all. So the Himalayas have no active volcanoes. Okay, so even though Himalayas was lie between the, so was formed due to the collision of two plates, so surprisingly the Himalayas have no active volcanoes. Mid-Atlantic belt. So this belt represents the divergent boundary of plates. So divergent means, so when two plates move away, so move away means, so then the volcanoes, that is the magma comes out. Okay, so comes out as lava. So here the volcano of this type is fissure eruption. So volcano of this area is fissure eruption. That means, so the volcanoes comes out slowly and spread over a vast area. Okay, so the volcanoes comes out slowly and spread over a vast area. It is not like a explosive eruption. So in this middle Atlantic belt, the volcanoes comes out so as very slow. So comes out very slow. So Iceland is the most active volcanic area and is located in the mid-Atlantic ridge. So the world active volcanic area is Iceland. Okay. So it is located in mid-Atlantic range. So Saint Helena and Azores Island are other examples. So Saint Helena, which is in USA, and Azores. So Azores is just located east of America, that is west of Africa. So west of Africa you can find Azores Island. Yeah. So in that region it was found the mid-Atlantic belt. Okay, so mid-Atlantic belt you can see in this map, that is it lies in the Atlantic Ocean. So Atlantic Ocean, which run between the American continent and also Europe, Africa. Yeah, so Europe, Africa, then America was separated by Atlantic Ocean. In that region, so the mid-Atlantic belt lies. Okay, okay students, so what are the three major zones of volcanic activities? Yeah, circumpacific, mid-continental, then mid-Atlantic belt. Okay, then we saw about the three types of volcanoes based on their periodicity of eruption. What are they? Yeah, active, dormant, then extinct. Okay, so we saw the definition for volcano, then causes for volcanic activity, then nature of volcanic eruption, then types of volcano, and also finally the three major zones of volcanic activities in the world. So if you have doubt, just contact me. Okay, so today's class over and also the lesson also over. Yeah, so if you have any doubt, just contact me. Okay, so don't forget to do your homework and also don't forget to complete the textbook reading. So if you have any doubt, so call me or contact me. So thank you. Have a nice day.